This is the Barak and Barak Show on SiriusXM Fight Nation.
I'm gonna make me act a fool up in here, up in here. Y'all gonna make me lose my cool.
All right, we're back, folks. Live from New York City, SiriusXM Studios, the Barak and Barak Show. We got our guy. Man, listen, I always knew he's a boxing fan. And the thing I appreciate about our next guest is he's trained before. He knows what it is to freaking like put on gloves and fight and how hard it is to be a fighter. Jack Thriller's in the building, folks.
Come on, man. How you doing? How you doing?
Give this man a damn round of applause. Show him
I'm
respect.
so happy to be here, man. Hey, I know how to lose, too.
you know how to lose.
I know how to lose a good fight.
That's a learning experience, man.
It's
never a loss. It's learning. What's up, Josh?
No. Actually, Jock's Thriller was a loss. That
wasn't a
loss.
lesson.
No, that was a loss. I don't think he learned something from being beat by that guy.
But he went back to the gym and he wants to fight again. So that says that he got hard.
No. Who told you that? I don't
know.
I don't want to fight no more.
That was enough. That was enough.
He didn't beat my retina out. I'm a believer right now.
Okay, all right. Yeah. Now you respect fighters a little bit more.
I respected them before, but now the respect is on a whole
different
level. I'm talking about all different walks of the martial arts, boxing, whatever, fisticuffs. Man, I respect them folks, man.
As you should, Josh.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I've been waiting all week to get this off my chest. I need a favor from you, Jack. Now I'm gonna pull back the curtain just a little bit. Like when it's time to book a guest, you got to shoot some texts, arrange things. By far the best and funniest texter I've ever dealt with. Every single answer. Like I asked him if he was here just now, and what was it? Hold on, I'll read this verbatim. I asked like, are you here already? It says is a pig's pee pork. Now I can't amazing. So what I would like you to do is teach our lead host how to text because his texts are boring, bland, or they're 75-second voice notes.
No, here's the thing, Jack. I don't like texting only if I have to. I'd rather leave voice notes. I've left you voice notes. I just hit the button right here, and then I leave the voice note. I don't have to type. Most of the time I'm shaking and moving, driving. So it's just so simple and practical to touch and talk.
That's your old street life, and that's what's catching up with you right there. You keep it all the way sexy and whatnot. Because one thing about them voice notes too, if you don't keep it, it disappears.
Yeah, you have to keep them.
It's the player in you that do that. It's the old drug dealer in you that does what you're doing.
Listen, it's
the Dominican in you.
Puerto Rican. It's less work.
Puerto Dominican.
It's less work. So this guy, he likes typing. He types a mile a minute. So that's a damn problem, a mile a freaking minute. But nevertheless, man, Jack Thriller's in the building, man. Now, Jack, you're a comedian. You're a funny guy. You interview people. What do you call yourself? Like, how would you categorize what it is that you bring?
I'm just a good idea.
A good idea.
I'm the center of a perfect circle.
Wow, the center of a I like that. Yeah. I like that. I
don't want to put myself inside no box, man.
No category.
I could do it all, man. You know, they ask me what do I do? I everything if they let me. Everything. Like I said, I tried to box.
And we saw the outcome of that. You can't do it all. You could do most. You can't do it all.
You know what? You so cap. I can't believe this. You get me on your show and then you talk shit about me.
We set you up.
You called me and you told me that you were so proud of me and I was doing my thing for a round and a half. That's what you said.
No, I did not.
Let me
tell you something. You can't do it all because you can't box. But I can tell you one thing that it doesn't take. See, that's the thing, though, because a lot of times people don't give you credit unless you've actually done something.
That's right.
When you talk about it. But you kind of broke that anomaly. I want to play a little bit of audio, something that you said. You made a prediction.
So my predictions for the fight tonight is going to go 12 rounds with a decision, and if it's not going to do that, I'm going to say 7th round knockout by Tyson Fury. Don't slip. He can punch now. Don't slip. He can punch.
And let me give the people.
I know what you're saying. He got a great hand game and da-da-da. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, but I think he's going to surprise you tonight.
And this is before the fight.
4 hours before the fight.
Obviously, this is before the fight, and this is the thing. Nobody else on the planet probably predicted it to the T like you. And you are on the Ak and Barak Show, and we got to give you that credit. Jack Thriller predicted exactly what happened in that fight. The only person on this planet.
Let's give this man a round of applause for that,
thank
please.
you.
Get this man a round of applause.
But you know what's funny about that? I don't understand how nobody else didn't see that coming.
Right.
I judged this fight off of the first Ortiz fight.
Right.
When he fought Luis Ortiz, Deontay Wilder. One thing that I noticed about in the 7th round, when he started to lay into Deontay can't take no punch.
No pressure, yeah.
He can't take that at all. Deontay is a lucky bully, a great personality. He has that punch, and if he can get that off, it's good night.
Yeah,
good night. But one thing that I saw about Tyson Fury fight, he was gone for 2 years,
right.
And he comes back, and then he wins every round
outside of the 2 that he got dropped in. That was
outside of that,
right?
Outside. So
a lot of people agree with that.
He gets up. He obviously can take a punch.
Right.
He's just getting tuned up.
Right.
That was his tune-up fight.
He actually hurt Wilder in that same round towards the end of the round.
Exactly.
Wow.
And yeah, so when I saw that he couldn't take no pressure from Ortiz on that 7th fight, I was like, yeah, that's a 7th round knockout and whatnot. I can see that coming if Tyson Fury just brings the fight to Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder is one of them people that you don't do that Floyd Mayweather thing with him,
right.
And just see what he's gonna do and whatnot and da for 4 rounds. No, you go at him off the rip, and
right.
he got nothing after that.
And it worked, and it obviously worked for Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
Now I want to get into some segments, so you're gonna kind of help guest host with us, with me and Barak. But first, just to let the people know, I mean, you've been on Wild 'N Out. You worked with 50 Cent for a long time. Can you bring me back to that? How did that relationship start with you and 50 Cent and ThisIs50.com?
I started doing stand up in Atlanta, Georgia, Uptown Comedy Club and whatnot, and I met this comedian named Lil Duval, who's going by Rolling Powell, his real name at the time. And I was his sidekick for about a good 10 years.
Lil Duval, you was his sidekick.
Yep,
wow.
Lived with him and everything. Slept on the couch, messed it up with had a perm, and my hair dyed because of Cisco and Marcus Houston and all that. I was opening act, bodyguard, assistant, whatever he needed me. I was paying my dues, man.
Right.
Just trying to get out. We was doing sketches before the internet and whatnot. We was selling them on DVD inside comedy clubs. Then I got tired of being a sidekick, and then I said I wanted to be a superhero myself.
Right.
I was watching TV one day with my uncle, and we was watching Tavis Smiley, and he's interviewing 50 Cent. And 50 said he just started a new company called Cheetah Vision, and he was looking for directors, actors, and comedians. And my uncle was like, "Yo, you should move up to New York and go try to find 50 Cent."
Really?
And I was like, what? Because it sounds ridiculous.
Right.
In theory. But he said if you put the same effort into becoming somebody down here as you did up there down here in Atlanta, take that up to New York and do that same hustle, the same type way.
Something gonna stick.
Something gonna stick because you're gonna be the only person like you.
Right.
And it was far-fetched, but I had nothing going on down south and whatnot. And like I said before, I'm making $50 a show.
Right.
Lil Duval, he making $5,000.
And you ain't leave no kids behind that you know of.
None of that.
Right.
No, I know I didn't.
All right.
You're doing it. Every girl they was deliberately not letting me hit it, and I want to thank them. You was right. I had no business with that coochie. It would have only held me back. But yeah, so I moved up here with my uncle in Harlem. He gave me 6 months to get my stuff together, and he told me I would have to go back if I could get it together. As soon as I came up here, I shot a sketch that went viral, and one of the sites that picked it up was ThisIs50.com.
Wow.
And then I was like, whoa. So this is how.
What did that sketch entail?
It was Michael Vick. I was interviewing Michael Vick. It was I digitally imposed myself talking to him right after he got out of jail for about the dogs.
I loved when you used to do that.
Wow.
Yes,
I loved
yes.
when you used to do that.
I
loved
murdered
that.
him. Michael Vick wanted to kill me and everything over this.
So
it was too much.
it was serious, but it went viral. It did the
went
job.
viral. Yeah, and so I knew that was what the thing was because ThisIs50 had posted it up, so I became consistent and started posting more projects up and whatnot. 4 months later, which is January, This Is 50 hits me up saying 50 want a meeting with me. Vlad TV hits me up.
Damn.
Vlad TV want me to be the face on his site. Then World Star wanted me to be a personality on their site. All at the same time. Meetings in the same week. And of course, I go with 50 because that's what I came to do.
Wow. So it's like it was destiny.
Wow.
It was straight up destiny.
So so what did that conversation sound like when you got that email or text or whatever it was from This Is 50? What was that conversation between you and the uncle that told you to go? What was that like?
He told me he told me that he knew I could do it the whole time, and it was just one of those things where I didn't believe it myself, and I'm still like, you know, in the situation that I'm in right now. I'm on tour with Martin Lawrence, and I can't believe that that's happening right now.
Congrats on that.
You know what I'm saying? Because I just met Martin for the first time Valentine's Day.
This year.
Are you? I didn't know you was on that tour. My brother works that tour too. His name is Billy Williams, and you know he's one of Martin's closest friends or whatever.
Wow,
that is truly incredible.
Yes. He
Congratulations.
handpicked me without even knowing.
How the hell
me.
did that happen?
Music Soul Child.
Music Soul Child.
What are the chances,
Martin.
right? Yeah. He got me a Music Soul Child got me an agent, and then he got me a manager.
Okay.
And they told me that they had the Martin tour coming up and whatnot, and then they'll submit me for that. And it's millions of comedians out here.
Oh,
and
of course.
They're hilarious. And I didn't think I had a shot.
Man,
they was like,
I've been telling you for years, man. You were a lot funnier than a lot of these guys out here. You just haven't had somebody to really give you that shot. I think a lot of people are intimidated by you and they're happy where you were. But I think this right here is going to propel you to where you need to be.
It's unbelievable, Barak, man. Like, ever since I actually got on the tour, doors have been opening left and right, man. I'm getting booked like I've never been booked before, and for the money that
Getting paid more than $50?
Man, bruh, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable, man.
It's happy to. I'm happy to see it. Like I said, I echo what Barak says. I think you've always been a hilarious dude. The world needs to see you. I mean, a lot of people that know you, but you need the rest of the world to get to know you.
Yeah,
you need those big checks. This record right here. Did you imagine it would be as big as it was? I don't know if you got the headphones on. If you can hear the record that's playing like this.
Most definitely.
So huge.
Yes, man. Listen, me and Lil Duval been doing music for 20 years.
Wow.
20 years. I mean, he got songs on top of songs on top of songs on top of songs.
For those that don't know, Jack can sing too.
Man, I
He's
appreciate
a vocalist, man.
I'm working on an album right now.
Right now.
Hey, see, but you know what I was doing wrong before when I let you hear music in the past?
What was that?
I was too serious. And we was getting away from the comedy. And one thing that Lil Duval did on this song, he stayed funny.
He kept it there.
He kept it there.
So you gotta stay true to your essence.
Exactly. Otherwise, people like, hey man, is Jack Thriller trying to be Johnny Gill now? What's going on?
Right.
And that ain't it.
And that's where you were going with it. Let me be a sexy.
I want to
big
be
man.
a sex symbol. I wanted to be a sex symbol, man. I went to a Tank concert, and the women are screaming at him, pulling at him, and throwing their drawers on
You
stage.
said I need to be that dude.
I want to be that guy. I want to be that guy. So now,
how does it feel? How does it feel? How does it feel to see somebody who you were struggling with? He was on his couch.
Oh, hold on, he wasn't struggling. I was. I don't
No,
ever
but the
remember
thing
him
is
being
that-
poor.
Yeah,
was never
but the
poor.
thing is, when your friends are millionaires, then
yeah.
you're gonna look at your life like you're struggling. So he wasn't the guy that that he was hanging out with.
Right.
So how does it feel to see him become the guy that's on tour now on his? He can basically hold a tour on his own.
He's doing it. He's holding tours on his own. Matter of fact, we over here working out a deal right now. I'm fixing to go on tour with him also.
That's what I was about to ask you.
Yeah.
Why aren't you on his tour? That's supposed to be your man, right?
No. We super good. We super good. We working business side and stuff, and I'm finally in the space where he respects me as a comic, and I did it myself.
Right.
And we take it to
Are
another
you good
level.
enough to say, hey, I need like 5K Lil Duval,
Yeah.
like things are broke.
Yeah.
He'll shoot that over to you.
Most definitely.
Damn.
He would do that.
That's nice.
But I've never asked. I've never
right.
asked anybody for anything. And I pride myself on that.
That's good.
And I think that it just makes you a better person. You guys got to. I'm a firm believer in figuring it out.
Right.
Figure it out, man. It's gonna get hard, but you got to commit.
Right.
You're gonna get your heart broken, but you got to commit, man.
All the way in.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That takes a lot of maturity, Bill. But which comedians make you laugh today?
I am a big time Chris Rock, Jamie Foxx, and Cat Williams, big time.
I'm glad you asked that question, Barak, because I want to get your take on what I feel is a bit of a hate that some comedians spew Kevin Hart's way. Right now, he's one of the biggest stars in Hollywood. Right, $20 million film type of bracket right there.
Yep. He got $100 million.
Right. He got making money. So no, I'm saying like for every film, like he's up that bracket, that Denzel bracket, that Dwayne Johnson bracket,
He sell out arenas.
Superstar. Right. Why is it that some comedians, and I think that what's his name? Mike Epps, he retracted some of his statements, but he was spewing some hate towards Kevin Hart. What is it with the comedian hate circle when they see a guy winning like that?
Because, they were slated to, every one of these comedians that got a problem, they were supposed to be the next one. And it didn't happen. It skipped over. And they didn't get a chance to get that same type of money, that same type of fame.
Right.
And it is, being a comedian, it's a one-on-one sport, man. And you're going to either be a comedian that come on and you can help somebody out by, praising their name and say this is somebody you should look out for, or you be that comedian and come on and you're going to sound better. Right. And, all these comedians that got something to say about Kev and whatnot, they really love him. It just never happened for him the way it happened for him.
They can't stomach it.
Yeah, and
check it out.
And he don't hate on nobody.
Need context? Don't we need context sometimes? Because I don't know the specific thing when it comes to Mike Epps or like what he said or whatever, what he retracted. But sometimes these comedians are asked a question by the media, about another comedian, and then they just give their honest opinion. Like me per se. I'm a fan of Kevin Hart. I love his movies. I love all of that. But when it comes to like stand-up, he's not the kind of guy that makes me laugh, So I'm a Chris Rock kind of guy. I kind of like Dave Chappelle nowadays too. And stuff like that. I like you, Jack Dwell. I think you're way funnier than Kevin Hart, but that's not hate. That's just my opinion. And I think now that, yes, sometimes guys on their own, they give their opinion because they're hating. I seen that guy TK Kirkland hate on you. That's my opinion. Jack Dwell, he was hating on you, giving his opinion. Nobody asked him. You understand? So that's hate. But I'm talking about an opinion should be respected. Right. No matter what, So if somebody asks me, "Is Kevin Hart the funniest comedian?" I'm like, "No, I really don't think he's that funny to me."
Well, Barak, I mean, Mike Epps' statements, it was a bit of it was hate. I can give you more details on that. I don't remember exactly, but nevertheless, I do agree with you where people should be able to give their opinion and not considered hate, though. But I never seen you throw any hate anybody's way, Jack. At least I've never heard it. I don't know if you have.
Yeah, I hate in private. I do hate in private.
When you're alone at home.
When I'm alone, or with me and Olu, or with me and Barak on the phone. I'm like, hey, Barak, this is what I feel, but don't say nothing.
True.
This is between me and you.
No
this is
doubt.
how I feel about that. But don't say nothing, okay? Because I need these people.
This person might put me on tour, so hush up.
You never know when you need to go on tour with somebody or get inside a movie. And I have been considered for certain jobs and roles and stuff, but things that people heard that I said by me giving my opinion,
it affected it.
Damn.
That's why you got to be careful of who you tell.
Yeah.
'Cause, you tell me stuff and stay with me. But I'm just saying that our opinions should be respected and not looked at as hate. And I brought up TK Kirkland because I happened to see him in an interview one time say something about you, and I was like, that sounds crazy.
Well, look,
like Jack Thriller's a bigger star than you. Like, stop it.
Hey, you listen. TK called me after you had put replied to what he said and whatnot, and he was basically saying, "Do you feel like I was hating on you?" And I was like, "Well, I feel like what you said didn't help me.
Right?
It doesn't. It's
wow.
It's people that really look up to you, and they value your opinion,
right.
And your opinion you already put in the air." That you don't think that I'm talented as somebody that you do think is talented.
Right.
And it doesn't help me financially,
right.
professionally, depending on who you're talking to, because comedy is relative.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We all like different people, I'm pretty sure.
Right.
And, I might not like somebody that you like, and you may not like somebody I like. But once again, it's all our opinion. We should be able to do that, but we're just inside of a society where everybody's really sensitive and petty. And, I was always told this. It's nobody's business what you think about them, but it is your business what they think about you.
Very, very true. And I do think that we should have somewhat of a filter if we feel like our opinion is going to hurt somebody financially. As far as feelings and people being sensitive, that's one thing. Mm-hmm. But if it can affect your livelihood, I think that there needs to be some level of filter there mm-hmm. where we don't affect this guy in his field, in his genre, in whatever he does. Mm-hmm. But, it's never going to stop. I want to talk about Paulie Malignaggi and something that he said regarding Deontay Wilder on the show earlier this week. I'll get your take on it.
Okay.
And it's regarding just the excuse and some of the things that he said after the fight.
Ew.
Paulie Malignaggi mentioned, he made a statement that I don't think I've ever heard a broadcaster say, but he talked about Deontay Wilder wanting him to be removed from Showtime. And because of his opinion, him giving his honest opinion on who won the first fight. But here's Paulie touching on Wilder and his team.
Whoa, what did you just say? You said he wanted him to get fired.
We'll get back to that. Here's Paulie Malignaggi.
Here's the problem I have, and this is, I think, what Deontay's had a problem in the last couple of years. Nobody around him is honest anymore, in my opinion, okay?
Right.
Because when you say certain things publicly, you've already said them in your circle.
Right.
You don't just randomly say stuff publicly that you have not said in your circle.
Somebody should have stopped him.
Even in passing.
Right.
Okay, so starting from the first Fury fight, somebody would have been like, yo, player, you didn't win that fight. We got away with it. Just run with it and say, yo, I'm going to make this even better the next time. I got the knockdowns. I feel like... Okay. You can say you even feel like, the result wasn't a robbery. But don't go saying, like, people out of their minds to think you lost the first fight when you got outclassed in the first fight. So, because that was my issue with the whole thing. You tried to get me fired from Showtime and all this other stuff,
Really?
You were trying to have me and Farhood removed and all this other stuff. So I had sort of an issue with that because
That's ridiculous.
I don't have an issue with you being competitive and you not liking the criticism. I don't have an issue with that because I feel like you are not supposed to accept that easily.
Right.
But when it's constructive,
right,
you have to also be able to, when you calm down, because in the moment, of course, you're not calm. When you calm down, you have to be able to understand the difference between constructive criticism and hating criticism.
Right.
You
guys heard the audio last segment, Paulie Malignaggi touching on actually the same topic we were discussing with giving your opinion and the subject that you're talking about not being okay with it. If this is true, if this is indeed true, and I don't know it to be true, but if Wilder was trying to get Paulie Malignaggi fired, who's in this era is one of the best commentators in boxing. He's been in the ring. He knows what it is to be a fighter. Not saying that makes him a good commentator, but he actually is. So I don't know. I have a bad taste in my mouth about that. Barak, I don't know. Maybe you can speak to this, but I'm not sure. That made me upset for Paulie to say that.
One thing I could say about that is that on one hand, I don't want to see anybody lose their job. You understand, especially over emotions. But on the other hand, I need Paulie to remember himself. I need Paulie to remember the kind of guy he was and the kind of guy he is when it comes to when he's upset about something. After the fight with him and Broner, he got on the microphone and thought he was cheated and said the most, condescending thing about Al Heyman. In other words, to say that it was fixed. So when you say a fight is fixed because of Al Heyman, then that hurts his credibility and can mess up his livelihood. So that's what happens sometimes when you're upset about something as big as losing a fight. And that's where Deontay Wilder was. He was upset about losing a fight maybe. He was upset about what you said maybe, and he got upset. And he lashed probably back out. And that's what happens. So Paulie, being the emotional guy that he is and has made so many emotional decisions, should understand that maybe this was just that time period and maybe we can communicate together later when the feelings have dropped.
I disagree all the way. That ain't not the same thing, Barak. Listen, you trying to take somebody's job, and where did Paulie Malignaggi ever do that? When did he ever do that?
Yo, when you say that this fight was fixed, then that can cause more than you just losing your job. Like, you can get banned. If that was ever the case, that it would come out that this fight was fixed, then you can lose your license as a promoter. You can lose your license as a manager. So he tried to
fight
mess
was
with.
fixed.
No, when he fought Broner.
When he fought Broner?
Yeah.
Broner won that fight. Broner won that fight.
It was close.
If you were there, you would see that all of his punches were pity pats. Like, yeah, when it comes to punches landed,
he pointed him out. He pointed him all the way out.
I mean, look, that's subjective.
Paulie landed punches, but he was getting beat up by harder punches by Broner.
Broner was landing more power shots. But listen, Jack, I understand what you're saying. Some people felt he won that fight. It's subjective. That's an opinion. Like, there's some rounds that you could have felt, that you might have felt that went Paulie's way, some Broner's way. But Barak is saying that
it's fixed.
He was talking about Al Heyman, Paulie's manager. Broner's manager and advisor, who advise all these guys nowadays. That the fight was fixed.
Even advised Paulie.
So I get your point, Barak. You know what I mean? But I think knowing Deontay a little bit, I don't see him wanting Paulie to lose his job. I think maybe it was a reaction. But Barak, I could see being upset. But if you actually go and talk to Steven Espinoza and Showtime and tell him, I don't think this guy should have a job anymore, I think that's way different than speaking in the moment when you're upset. I think Paulie was speaking in the moment while he was upset right after the fight. But if Deontay heard that, his take on the fight and then went on to make calls and try to get get him fired, I think those are two different things.
I agree with you. But see, like I always say on the show, I always give the other side so that we don't condemn the person so harshly,
and we don't burn bridges.
That's right. I'm trying. No, it's not even about that. It's about, because I'm going to tell the truth how I feel.
Yeah,
I will tell Deontay to his face how I feel.
I tell your mama you ain't shit.
You understand? So I'm not trying to say that. I would try to be respectful to a person that I don't care about. It's not about burning bridges. It's about just being respectful no matter what. But I do feel that, yes, you don't go that far. I feel like, if you have a problem with somebody, then you talk to them. Right. That's how I feel.
You know what?
You don't go to their boss. You don't go to their family. You go to them. That's how I feel.
Barak is in L.A. enjoying that palm tree weather. Not so bad in New York, though, Jack, today.
I'm loving it,
Weather's okay.
It's dope. I'm mad I got to leave. I got to go. I'm going to Portland tonight. Got to go to the show.
Oh, okay. Is that the tour with Martin?
No, this is a whole nother Jack Thriller thing right here.
Whole nother job.
This is spun. It's spun off of the Martin tour, though.
Wow, Portland.
Yeah, I'm getting jobs left and right off of Martin, man.
Is Olu going with you to Portland? No,
man. Olu, he had the word.
It ain't in the budget yet. When is it going to be in the budget?
It's going to be
soon.
We're working on it.
We got to get the budget up for Olu to go. Come on,
Jack. Can I put in a resume? Can I put in a resume
bro,
real quick?
You got a house on two coasts.
Early.
You got a house on two coasts, bro.
Why can't I get a little bit more money? Why can't I do something?
You got the good cocoa butter too and whatnot, man. I see you on the zone and stuff, looking all crispy.
The good cocoa butter.
The good cocoa butter, the Morris chestnut cocoa butter. Yeah, man, bro, be looking like a Gap model or something, man. Y'all can dress, man. Who be dressing y'all?
Thank you.
Well, we got this stylist by the name of Ourselves.
Yes, Ourselves.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, llisten.
When your checks get big, it's easier to dress nice.
That's what it is. Because y'all be on some like New York undercover type. You know what I'm saying?
That's funny.
If they do New York undercover again, they need to get y'all.
You think I ain't been campaigning for that? Somebody called us that one time.
The other day. Yeah.
The new version of New York Undercover.
That'll be amazing. Would y'all be down for that?
What, man? We are performers, actors, and whatnot. Think we turning down real quick.
I could definitely be Malik Yoga.
877-344-4893. I do want to get to this score. My man, One Man Army from Baltimore has been waiting for a while before this hour's up. Let's get to One Man Army. What's up? Talk to us.
First of all, Ak and Barak, let me just say this. Y'all are two fashion plates. Y'all become two fashion plates in the game.
Thank you.
Your hats and all of that. I mean, Steve Harvey needs to take a look at you guys and maybe pick up your dresser.
Appreciate
it.
Wow.
I'm gonna give y'all that. That ain't no bullshit. But again, I'm happy with Deontay Wilder picking up George Foreman for some advice and maybe they can do this thing over. Cause like I always say, a third voice will always be better You know, you always need somebody else to look and be able to assess things because, you know, the way that went right there, he has a whole lot in his arsenal that he never showed ever since the Berman Stavern and the Chris Arreola fights where he showed the nice jabs and hooks off it and all of that.
Yes.
You know, a more creative assessment of weapons. He does have.
He's absolutely right, Jack. Jack, he's absolutely right.
You know, did you talk about Stavern?
No, he's talking about
Wilder. He's talking about
Deontay
Wilder.
The only difference between that one-man army, the difference is that it's a lot easier for Deontay to use those tools against shorter fighters. When you're fighting a guy that's 6'9", you're not going to be able to do the same thing.
No, hold on. You almost was there. But Stavern was a bum.
He
was a bum over Baghdad. Don't put things out unless you plan to bang. Bum. When was the Stavern last fight? Before that fight, when was his last fight?
Before
his
the
last
first
fight was months ago with Chris Arreola, and
no, I'm talking about when he fought Deontay. When was his last fight?
Before the first
the second time he had a little layoff. Or
it was a long layoff.
He was probably out of shape. But he wasn't talking about that fight. He was talking about in 2015, Stavern's first fight when he was active and he was a champion. He won the WBC championship by fighting and knocking out Chris Arreola. So he was talking about in that fight, Deontay Wilder showed boxing ability, a crisp jab, and to be able to box off the back foot with a check hook and everything.
Right. But again, certain tools you'll be able to use against certain styles. Mm-hmm. And it seems that Tyson Fury style is very difficult for Deontay Wilder to implement that arsenal and those tools, Barak. I mean, that's just my. I'm not saying that he can't use it. It's
100%. He's going to get frustrated. He's going to get frustrated learning how to fight. Between now and July, he's going to get hit with something that's going to make him deviate from the plan. And he's going to fight emotionally and get knocked out in the 5th round. Jack Triller said that.
There you have it. Look at that. 5 rounds, less rounds for the next one, man.
It's going to be terrible.
All right, when we come back, man, let's talk about Canelo Saunders is set for May 2nd. We'll tell you about those paydays and what Billy Joe's going to get and what Canelo's going to get. We'll be right back, 60 seconds.